This negotiation centers on forming a strategic business partnership to launch a hybrid sports and trading card company with a potential partner who is a local business owner as well as an avid sports and trading card collector. The proposed business will operate both an online storefront and a physical retail location in Canton, Ohio, and selling sports cards and trading cards as well as related supplies. This scenario is one in which I currently find myself considering, as I've been buying and selling trading cards online for several years. Recently, I made a deal to purchase a significant amount of card stock from an online seller. When we met to complete the sale, we found that we had a shared interest in taking the sales to the next level. While I've been buying and selling sports cards as a second source of income using online platforms, my potential partner has just begun to get into buying and selling cards through social media. Entering into a partnership would be a big move, both financially and personally, for both parties in this scenario. I want to ensure that the negotiations strike a balance between protecting each party's financial investments and creating a business that is fair and profitable for both parties. I plan to highlight each party's background, expertise, and strengths, combining to create a viable and profitable partnership. There are very few businesses in the area available for collectors to buy and sell sports and trading cards. Instead, local shops only focus on one or the other. Currently, there are no shops that offer both sports and trading cards options within a 30-mile radius of which both parties are located in Canton, Ohio. There's a definite opportunity for the two parties to bring all types of collectors together into one central location to capitalize on the increased interest in regard to the sports and trading card market. My partner is looking to expand his business ventures and incorporating his hobby of card collecting into a viable business, while I'm trying to pivot from being a solely online sports and trading card seller with very high ratings and a solid customer base to more of a hybrid formula. I bring industry expertise, connection to suppliers, and an established online customer base, while my partner has the experience of owning and operating a brick and mortar business with local and in-person customer pool. It is easy to see that both parties bring strengths to the table. This would be an amazing opportunity to bring more opportunities for people to buy and sell sports and trading cards in the greater Canton area. As lifelong residents of the Canton area, both parties are familiar with locations that may be favorable for this type of business. I have found a great location for the brick and mortar location. First, from a strategic position standpoint, the site sees a significant daily traffic volume of over 22,700 vehicles. It has 75 dedicated parking spaces, making it very convenient for customers. Next, the property is located at a signalized intersection with signage visible from all directions. It also supports a drive-through and has a public transit stop right outside, ensuring maximum customer visibility and ease of access. Additionally, there's a tourism advantage. It's only 2.2 miles from the Professional Football Hall of Fame, which draws a steady stream of visitors throughout the year. People who come to visit the Hall of Fame are likely customers with an interest in sports cards and potentially trading cards. Lastly, the property is ready for business. It was built in 1999. It's well maintained and already zoned for retail use, meaning there's minimal work needed before opening up the shop. All these factors together make this a prime location with strong consideration. The business will operate under an equal partnership structure, which is designed to ensure both parties are fully invested and aligned in the goals. Each partner contributes the same amount of capital, which balances both the risk we take and the rewards we aim to share. Based on previous discussions between the two parties, it has been determined that external funding in the form of a small business loan will be used to provide the initial financial investment and to support operations during the growth phase. Shared responsibilities mean that while both parties will contribute equally, they will also divide the operational responsibilities based on individual strength and areas of expertise. This approach will only help the business to operate more efficiently. Finally, legal counsel will assist the parties in the creation of a limited liability company. Developing the business as an LLC provides a legal separation between the business and each party's personal assets, ensuring that each is protected while also staying accountable to one another. The profit and compensation structure is designed to ensure transparency, fairness, and continued growth for the business. Since this is a startup, it is realistic that the business will likely face an initial growth period with normal losses for the first 1 to 3 years. Most of the profits will need to be reinvested in the business. This includes funding for marketing and advertising, equipment upgrades, expansion, or anything else that helps push the business forward. It will be challenging for either party to draw a definitive salary until business trends and patterns are established. That being said, neither party wishes to invest their time or energy without some sort of financial compensation. At the end of each month, 5% of the total profits from each selling platform will be allocated for distribution to each partner. Partners will receive their share of the 5% based upon negotiated percentages. This allows for regular income while also keeping both parties motivated and accountable for growing the business. Quarterly reviews will enable both parties to analyze the business's profits and losses. Overall inventory, pricing, supplier issues, marketing and advertising, and daily business operations can be discussed and adjusted at these intervals. In addition, both parties will participate in an annual review of the business. During this, both parties will consult with legal counsel to evaluate the terms of the partnership agreement, assess overall performance, and make any necessary adjustments to the revenue splits based on contributions and business growth. This structure would be in place for the first 5 years the business is open. By years 3 to 4, I fully anticipate that the business will require less reinvestment, which means that each party will be able to draw more profits. Heading into year 5, the business should show steady growth. This slide breaks down the division of day-to-day responsibilities to keep things running smoothly and efficiently. Online operations includes anything digital. This includes managing the website, handling online sales, and overseeing the digital marketing efforts like social media campaigns and email promotions. This side of the business is key for reaching collectors beyond the local area and maximizing the reach of the business. On the other side of operations is retail management, which covers everything happening in the physical store, managing store operations, local promotions, and hosting community events. This is where in-person relationships are built and cultivated, helping the business become established as a hub in the Canton-Akron area. Of course, there are many areas of the business that intersect and require shared decision-making. Both parties will make these high-level choices together, such as how inventory is managed, establishing consistent and competitively based pricing strategies, and planning for any expansion or potential related business collaborative opportunities. Since these types directly affect the direction of business, they'll require collaboration and input from both parties. Since each party has demonstrated success in different aspects of running a successful business, online, brick and mortar, it is in our best interest to create clear lanes of responsibility while also being aligned on the bigger picture. Before beginning this negotiation, I have carefully considered my goals as well as those of my potential business partner. These goals set the foundation for a collaborative and sustainable agreement that satisfies both parties. By acknowledging my partner's interests, I can build trust and mutual respect. Although I'm ultimately focused on achieving my personal outcomes, I want to create long-term business relationships. Understanding the negotiable and non-negotiable value elements of both parties helps me to discover the zone of possible agreement. I can identify similar goals while planning how to address and resolve potential areas of disagreement. Furthermore, by being aware of my partner's decisions and boundaries, I can better prepare my proposals and strategically make concessions in areas that are not as important to me in exchange for what I truly value in the partnership. In preparing for this negotiation, it is important that I clearly identify what elements of the partnership are absolutely essential to me and where I'm willing to be flexible. For me, there are several aspects of the negotiation on which I am not willing to compromise. First, having primary control over online operations is critical. My expertise, platform familiarity, and established customer base positions me to lead this area effectively. It's a core strength I bring to the partnership. Next, we must collaborate to develop a defined business structure and partnership agreement. It is imperative to establish legal clarity around roles, ownership percentage, and profit sharing to avoid future misunderstandings. I also require shared oversight of inventory management, supplier relationships, and pricing strategies. These areas directly impact profitability and need to reflect both the inline and in-store sales. With extremely limited availability of some high-value or one-of-a-kind sports or trading cards items, both parties must be able to access real-time inventory availability and update to ensure that the products are actually available to the customer. Lastly, equal financial commitment, being with the initial investment, is essential. For the business to feel truly collaborative and balanced, both parties need to invest comparable resources from the outset. Now, when it comes to some aspects of the business, I'm open to compromise to successfully negotiate this partnership. We can discuss different profit sharing percentages for in-store and online sales. For instance, my partner might receive a larger share of in-person revenue in exchange for my higher percentage of online earnings. I am willing to discuss the brick-and-mortar location, layout, and in-person strategies, and can be flexible, especially given my partner's expertise in retail operations. Similarly, I am comfortable with co-selecting inventory for both online and in-store to meet the needs of the customers. Finally, I'm open to negotiating day-to-day operational roles, provided there is a mutual clarity and accountability. In preparing for this negotiation, it's essential to understand where my partner and I align, where we differ, and where we can compromise. First, we both require a defined business structure and partnership agreement, which is a strong point of alignment and a good foundation to build on. Next, my non-negotiable of primary control over online operations is perfectly complemented by my partner's insistence for primary control over in-store operations. This division of control reflects our respective strengths and supports a clear role definition. Although we both agree on shared decision-making, but I am more specifically concerned with the inventory, supplier agreements, and pricing, which creates room for product negotiation. Even though equal financial commitment is non-negotiable for me, my partner's emphasis is on protecting his existing brand and customer base. Upon analyzing the negotiable value elements of myself and my partner, there is a clear zone of possible agreement. Both of us are flexible on profit sharing percentages, online and in-store, which opens the door to creative solutions such as percentages based on sales channels. We can discuss store layout, location, and in-store strategies. Obviously, my partner has far more experience with the retail aspect of the business, but I'm willing and able to contribute fresh ideas. The product inventory selection in a negotiable space where we can each have input, possibly dividing product lines by category or specialty. Finally, day-to-day operational roles, especially in the store, can be negotiated. I will likely take more online responsibilities while my partner focuses on in-person retail operations. When preparing for this negotiation, I also considered the badness for both parties. For me, if I weren't able to come to terms, I have viable alternatives. I can partner with another local card shop owner or an interested investor. I already have a strong online platform with high ratings and a loyal customer base, and I can continue expanding it. I'm also able to increase my presence at local card shows to grow my in-person visibility. Over time, I would reinvest profits and work toward opening my own brick-and-mortar location independently. My partner can continue operating his existing business and keep card collecting as a personal hobby. However, entering this niche market, profitability without specialized knowledge would be a challenge. He may also miss the opportunity to build a successful venture alongside someone who has strong industry expertise and connection to trusted suppliers. When it comes to leverage, I bring rare value. There is a limited number of people with my level of expertise in the trading card industry. I have deep insight into market trends, I am well connected with suppliers, and I have a trusted online presence and customer network. Most importantly, I am willing to explore other opportunities if this partnership isn't mutually beneficial. However, my partner has his own strengths. He has his real-world expertise running a retail storefront. He's deeply connected in the local business scene, and he has a strong reputation based here in the Canton area. This negotiation is grounded in a set of guiding principles that ensure a strong foundation and long-term success within the potential partnership. First, I am committed to balanced risk and reward. While we bring different strengths to the table, our financial risk will be equal, which sets the tone for shared accountability and shared wins. Second, I am focused on long-term growth. I want to build a business that can scale, adapt to the market, and evolve over time, whether through enhanced product lines, partnerships, or physical growth. In addition, efficient business operations will be supported through clearly defined roles. Each of us will take ownership based on our experience and strengths, which reduces overlap, encourages autonomy, and allows us to focus on our individual expertise. Another key principle is strategic compromise. I want to preserve my core priorities, as does my partner, while remaining flexible in other areas to move forward as a business team. It's also worth mentioning the stability and potential of the trading card market. While the interest surged during COVID, and with the rise of NIL, contracts for college athletes, it's been a resilient market with a long-standing consumer interest. Also, with a location in Canton, Ohio, the business is positioned to tap into unique opportunities, such as the opportunity to collaborate with the Professional Football Hall of Fame, which funnels in a consistent stream of sports fans. Also, the National Sports and Trading Card Expo was held just an hour away in Cleveland, Ohio this past year, showing how active and accessible the industry is regionally. When adding that to other tourism and small business partnerships that exist in the community, this business has the makings of a business model that's not just viable, but primed for real profitable and lucrative growth. I'm approaching the negotiation with several key strategies designed to create a productive outcome for both parties. First, I'll use anchoring by leading with my strongest asset, my expertise in online sales. By emphasizing my track record, my established customer base, and my supplier relationships, I'm setting a favorable starting point in the negotiation. I will begin my negotiation at 75% profit for online sales for myself based on my understanding of the complexities of that side of the business. If my partner is unwilling to accept that percentage, I'm willing to lower it in exchange for a larger share of the in-store profits. From there, I can make measured concessions in areas like inventory control or shared decision making without giving up aspects that are important to me. I also plan to utilize an interest-based negotiation approach. This isn't just about dividing responsibilities. It's about building a profitable business. Both my partner and I have shared passion for the trading card industry, and our skills are complementary. I bring deep product knowledge and digital reach, while my partner brings brick and mortar experience and a strong local network. That alignment allows us to create more value together than we could alone. Another technique I'll use is bundling concessions. For example, I may offer more input, flexibility on product selection in the physical store if I retain control over the online sales platform. Finally, my goal is to foster a win-win outcome. I want us to walk away from the table knowing that the partnership supports long-term stability, encourages ongoing collaboration, and positions the business for steady profit growth. I'll use several targeting bargaining tactics to strengthen my position and guide my partner and I toward a favorable agreement. The first is framing. I'll present this partnership not just as a new business, but a strategic growth opportunity. I'll highlight how combining our unique assets, my online sales platform and his retail presence, can tap into both the surging interest in trading cards and the local business's potential in Canton. By framing the venture as a rare chance to merge passion with profit, I can guide the conversation around value creation and passion. Next, I'll rely on expertise leverage. I bring deep knowledge of the trading card market, pricing trends, and customer behaviors from years of buying and selling cards online, things that are essential to making that business work. I'll emphasize that entering the market profitability requires expertise and insight, which gives me leverage in this negotiation. Finally, I plan to make the first offer. This allows me to anchor the conversation in terms that reflect my strengths and priorities, like operational control over online sales, a fair profit-sharing model, and a scalable growth structure. By setting the tone early, I'll shape the negotiation and give myself room to make strategic concessions later. Throughout this negotiation, I must handle the objection my partner raises with clarity and flexibility in order to keep the conversation constructive and productive. First, regarding control concerns, I'll propose a balanced operational structure. I'll manage the online sales, and you can handle in-store sales while we collaborate on pricing and promotional strategies. This allows both of us to lead in our areas of strength while ensuring alignment on customer-facing elements like pricing and branding. When it comes to the financial investment, I'll address it directly. Although we had initially discussed my partner putting up most of the initial investment for the business, I have reconsidered. After reconsidering our discussion, I believe it makes the most sense for us to invest equally so we can both carry equal risk and benefit equally from the rewards. This frames the partnership as a shared commitment, not a lopsided venture. To address risk management, I'll suggest a proactive approach. Let's establish regular sessions to assess performance, analyze results, and make course corrections as needed. This creates built-in accountability and gives us both a structured time and means of tracking the business progress and adjust operational and sales strategies as needed. Regarding my partner's concerns with how profits will be split, I plan to recommend a profit-sharing model that reflects our contributions. We could start with a 65-35 split, favoring each of us in our areas of expertise. This structure would remain viewable and adjustable based on actual business trends in our profit and loss statements. This makes the arrangement fair, transparent, and responsive to the business performance over time. This role-play scenario illustrates how these negotiation strategies and tactics could play out in real conversation with my potential partner. In this scenario, I am playing myself, and my end goal is to establish a hybrid business model with a shared control and risk. I employ tactics like anchoring, interest-based negotiation, and bundling concessions to navigate concerns about operational control, financial aspects, and profit sharing. I address some of my partner's objections using clear collaborative statements about financial investment, division of responsibilities, and profit distribution, all while keeping the tone professional and forward-focused. I used emotional intelligence to empathize and mitigate with my partner's concerns, effectively maintaining a balance of assertiveness, confidence, collaboration, and flexibility. My primary goal is a win-win outcome and the establishment of a business and a business partnership. Since the negotiation was successful, my partner and I are ready to take the next steps on this journey to build a thriving sports and trading card business in Canton, Ohio.